to move quickly, guys, and pass this call off because we are extremely blessed this morning to be hearing from one of the top leaders and producers in the company, also a neighbor of mine. It just so happens that we live about a mile or so apart here in Franklin, Tennessee, and I'm just delighted that Sarah was willing to do the call with us and for us this morning. Let me say this, Sarah Pappas, I have known her and I have seen her in this business since she was a part of this business at the other company. And the longer you're in a business like this, Danny used to tell me this, and I think it's something that I've started to be able to identify, but he used to say to me all the time, when you find a winner, you'll know, and they self-identify. And from the moment that I met her, that's what Sarah Pappas did. There is nothing about her that says anything but winner, and that's what she's done since I have known her. Not that any of our paths are without struggle, because she is certainly a fighter, one of the strongest women that I know, and I've seen her fight through discouragement in this industry. I've seen her fight through just about any obstacle that you can encounter here, and she's come out on top. She is one of the leading producers here overall, and certainly one of the top female producers, and aside from that, just has one of the most contagious spirits of anyone that I've met. And what I love about Sarah is she does not make excuses. And we started last week a series on cash flow, and we talk to him a lot about how easy it is sometimes to, when things don't go our way, to default into blame mode. And the reason that it's easy to do that, because it's actually a pretty tough thing for our ego to take personal responsibility for things when they're not going like we'd like them to. And then there's times where the truth is we just don't want to work. And Sarah Pappas knows how to work. And, I think one of the things that is the most common default here when things aren't working out like maybe we wanted is that we'll say, oh, well, I didn't have the right resources. I didn't have enough leads, or they don't have any leads in my area. And we can kind of become these A-lead junkies and have this demand for A-leads, and when we don't have them, think that we don't have what we need to win. And so I would love for Sarah, you just to take it over. You've got so much that you could teach us in this regard. Actually, let me ask you a few questions first, Ms. Sarah Pappas. When you came here to Symmetry, that was like fall of 2013. Is that right?
Yep. Can you hear me?
End of the year 2013. And when you came here, did they have any A-lead inventory in the areas that you were looking to work?
Not a ton. Not really at all. So I actually hopped on an airplane and flew up to Minnesota.
Right.
Because there was a pocket of A-leads and bonus leads. But in my area, I was happy to work the bonus leads. I felt confident to kind of just get in there and work those bonus leads when I first came over.
Yeah, and what were you writing on a monthly basis in 2014, your first year here at Symmetry?
So, oh my gosh. Well, I came over here as a $20,000 a month producer, and I don't know what my totals were for the year, but
sure.
I remember my first month here at Symmetry, I wrote 20,000, and my second month here at Symmetry, I did 35.
Okay. Yeah, it's incredible. Well, talk to us a little bit. Whatever you've prepared is excellent, because you are excellent. But just share with these guys this morning, you guys heard her say when she came here, there were no A-leads here. There were no A-leads in Tennessee, really, when we came here, or Alabama, or some of the other areas that we had been working. So hopefully you heard her immediate willingness to just do whatever it took to win. So she, jumped on a plane and went to Minnesota of all places to run business. So willing to do that, but then also willing just to work. And that's the deal with bonus leads. It's not that you can't close on those. It's just that it requires a little bit more work. So talk to us about cash flow, Sarah, and what you've seen from working bonus leads, how you work them, whatever it is that you want to share, just impart to us. We are super grateful and ready to listen. And you guys take some copious notes. Miss Sarah Pappas, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, Ashley. And want to congratulate Kyle on hitting agency director, and Tony Capistrano. I cannot wait to meet you guys at conference or at a fall tour here before conference. But want to thank you, Ashley, for having me on the call. My name is Sarah Pappas, and I'm direct to Tom Chisholm, part of the Danny Young hierarchy. And just want to say, Ashley and I had the privilege of being able to work together at the practice company, and she has always been an inspiration to me in this business. In fact, I credit Ashley being extremely influential in my success here. So I want to thank you for that, Ashley. And I'm so excited that we get to continue working together and pushing each other on to excellence. So Kyle, I had to laugh at what you said about my YouTube. I get that all the time at conference. People run into me and they're like, I saw your YouTube, and I think it's hilarious. But I want to talk today about bonus leads because, truthfully, I am a bonus lead girl at heart. I have a huge place in my heart for bonus leads. I think they are a gold mine. It's what I started on in this business, and I continue to work. I have no problem working older leads. I love them, and I think that they're extremely profitable and a really great way to get started in this business. So I know for me personally, I wanted to start on bonus leads because I didn't really quite have the confidence to start on A-leads right away. And I continue to teach that to our new agents as well, that bonus leads are a great way for you to get through your learning curve. And I don't know if your learning curve is going to be, 5 days or 5 weeks or 5 months, but your activity is going to determine how long your learning curve is. And so the more activity that you can put in, the better. And if your goal is to be obviously setting appointments and getting in front of families, dialing on bonus leads just makes a lot of sense. I always tell my new agents, I do not like anybody making $27 mistakes when they first get started. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get out there and we're going to make mistakes. There's a learning curve no matter where you come from. So I would prefer you to make your mistakes on $5 leads or $3 leads. I think it was probably, Ashley, about like 6 weeks before I got the guts to try an A-lead when I first got started. So bonus leads have and will always have a special place in my heart. And like I said, it just helps you get off the ground and running and be profitable right off the bat. If you can buy a $5 lead and make a $300 commission or $500 commission off of that, that's huge profitability. So the other reason why I think bonus leads are extremely important when you are first getting started in this business is it helps you develop the mental toughness that is critical to your success here. And mental toughness, to just have a definition of what mental toughness is a measure of individual resilience and confidence that may predict success in sports, education, and in the workplace. Okay, so I'm going to say that one more time. Mental toughness is a measure of individual resilience and confidence that may predict success in sports, education, and in the workplace. Let me break that down a little bit. Individual resilience, what does that mean? It means getting up after you fall down, but not just getting up after you fall down once, getting up twice, 3 times. Every single time you fall down, you get back up. That is individual resilience. And then the second factor in mental toughness is confidence. We need confidence, number one, in ourselves that we can do this, or number 2, in the system. I don't know what comes first, the chicken or the egg, this belief in the system, that this is a system that can work for us, and belief in ourselves that we can work the system. Does that make sense? So mental toughness, I think, is critical in your success in this business. And honestly, if bonus leads can help you make that decision, whether you have what it takes to succeed here or not, great. Get through that quicker rather than later, and find out for yourself if you have or if you're going to develop the mental toughness to stay here. Why do bonus leads help develop mental toughness? Because very simply, we have to deal with more rejection. Not everybody that we call is going to still need or want the product. So we do deal with more rejection, and rejection is something that none of us like. In fact, our subconscious mind or our old brain is very resistant to rejection. We tend to want to take rejection personally, and we tend to want to avoid rejection. In fact, most people would rather study an agent guide than get on the phones and practice their phone script on some bonus leads. But that's what we need to be doing to develop our skills here to get better and to make more money. So dealing with rejection, one book that I really like to recommend that everybody read, whether you're new or old, pick it up again for the second or third or fourth time, is the book Go for No. And that will just really help kind of flip your mindset into accepting rejection and being okay with it and not taking it personally. So that is really, I think, the why behind the bonus leads is, of course, for profitability, of course, for getting through your learning curve and just developing that mental toughness. So Ashley, I want to talk a little bit about how I do bonus leads. And I want to talk really quick about my posture on the phone. And I think that's really important when we look at these leads, especially if we've, dialed on a few and we've gotten discouraged. It's easy to say, oh my gosh, these leads don't work, or nobody wants this. And we use these big statements like nobody wants this, or everybody already has it taken care of. When really the truth is, what we're looking for when we're dialing on bonus leads is we're looking for the few people that still have the need and still want it. It's okay the ones that don't. In fact, statistics show that 1 out of every 4.5 or 5 people that you talk to on a 5A lead is going to still need what you want. That means that 4 people out of 20 people that you talk to are going to set appointments with you, okay? So the statistics show that 1 out of every 6 people that you talk to on a 4A lead will set an appointment with you. 1 out of every 7 people on a 3A lead. How about this? 1 out of every 15 people that you talk to on a 50-cent lead are going to set an appointment with you. So that just means you need to spend more time on the phone, talk to more people to be able to set the appointments that you want to get. So you're going to have to be okay with that. But let me go back to the posture. Let's go all the way back to when the client received the letter, okay? You're looking at a person who just either bought their home, financed a new home, or refinanced their existing mortgage. They receive a letter or a few in the mail that says that they can qualify to get a benefit that would pay off their home if they died, make a mortgage payment for them if they became sick or injured and cannot work, and there's no medical exam required. Okay, so they're sitting there reading this letter, and in their mind, they're going through in a split second sometimes, and sometimes it's totally subconscious for them, but they're imagining, do I have this? Do I have this? Is this necessary? Do I need this? Do I want this? And there's a reason why they filled that letter out. So they get a pen, they fill out their age, their date of birth, sometimes their height and their weight, their spouse's information. They put their cell phone number on the lead. And at that moment, when they're filling that out, their heart is filled with hope that maybe they can get this problem that they have taken care of. So they fill it out. Their defenses are down at that moment. But as soon as they fold that letter up and stick it in the mail, their defenses go right back up. In fact, some people completely forget that they did that. And their defenses are up. And when we call them on the telephone, we have to differentiate ourselves from just another telemarketer. We have to sort of, if we can, get back to that point where they've had their defenses down and picked it up, or had their defenses down and sent the letter in. So when we are dialing them on the telephone, we actually have about maybe 5 to 7 seconds to get their defenses back down so that we can set the appointment. And so I kind of divide it down. I divide those 7 seconds down into really kind of 7 steps. Number one, when you call them, you want to not sound like a telemarketer. So, telemarketers, how do they sound? They sound, there's like a pause, and then they sound kind of like they're reading from a script. We don't really want to sound like we're reading from a script. If Ashley, if I'm calling you, I'm going to say, you answer the phone, I'm going to say, hey, Ashley, just like that. And I'm going to pause, and I'm going to let her respond. I'm going to talk to her like a friend. And then I'm going to let her know that I'm actually calling her back. I'm going to say, hey, this is Sarah Pappas. I'm calling you back, okay, because she gave me her number, right? She gave her number to the Mortgage Protection Group, and I'm calling her representing the Mortgage Protection Group, so I'm calling her back. And I'm going to let her know that I've got her paperwork that she had sent in requesting information about that benefit that would pay off her home if she died. And I'm going to mention the bank that she financed her home through. So I'm going to say, hey, Ashley, hey, this is Sarah Pappas. I've actually got that paperwork from Fifth Third Bank regarding your mortgage that you financed for $213,000, and it was regarding that benefit that would pay off your home if you died. And then I'm going to let them know who I am and why I'm calling, right? Because that's what people want to know. They want to know, who are you? Why are you calling me? And so then I'm going to let them know, hey, I'm the field underwriter that's been assigned to work on their case. And I'm going to be working up some options for them and several other people in their area. I'm going to be working on their case this week. And I just need to verify some of the information that you already provided, right? So I'm kind of trying to make them feel really safe. All I have is the paper. I have the information from their bank. I have the paperwork that they already sent in. And I'm going to be working on their case. All I need to do is verify the information that you already provided. And I just go right into the script. My bonus lead script is virtually the exact same script as my A-lead script. I probably, on the bonus leads, I just maybe mention the benefit right off the bat a little sooner. But otherwise, I'm just going through the script. So I'm just going to kind of say it again so it's a little bit more fluid, but I'll say, hey, Ashley. Hey, Ashley, this is Sarah Pappas calling. I'm calling you back. I've got your paperwork here from Fifth Third Bank regarding your mortgage that you financed for $213,000. And it was regarding that benefit that would pay off your home if you died. I'm actually the field underwriter who's been assigned to work on your case and several others that I'll be working on this week. So I just needed to really quick verify some of the information that you had already provided, okay? And then she's going to say, okay, and then I'm going to go into my script. So I don't know if you want me to go any further into my script, Ashley, but I really did want to hit on your posture. You have to remember there was at some point they filled this out, they needed this. Now, if they say, hey, I don't want this anymore or whatever, and you can talk to them and really kind of help them determine if they really do indeed have this or not. But that's what I like to do. I really feel like the first 7 seconds of your phone script are probably the most important. So what do you think, Ashley?
I think that's absolutely brilliant. And I would love if you would go ahead and just kind of run through the rest of it and maybe highlight a little bit how you steer people, because we've had some questions about this week on the team, how you steer people to the days that you're going to be working there, because when you're new and you can't always get leads right next door or in the county of your choice, maybe you're working 3 or 4 counties. I know you and I have both done that plenty. You definitely have to be wise in how you set your schedule up so you're not spending more time driving than you are actually seeing families. So yeah, would love if you would run through the rest of it and then just kind of highlight how you handle that.
Okay. Well, let me talk just really quick on that because I've always had a GMR that's been like an hour and a half to 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to be driving a bit, you really don't want to go out there to that county if you've only got 2 or 3 appointments on the calendar. My minimum for a travel GMR or drive, if I'm driving 2 hours to get to my county, my minimum is 6 appointments. I won't go out for any less than that because, you know, I run the risk of coming home empty-handed, and I need to be able to sit with enough families to make it worth my trip out there. The other thing is, too, I don't want to be driving all the way out to that county 5 days a week or 4 days a week or sometimes even 3 days a week. I like to be able to set all my appointments in a 2-day time frame for so many reasons, really, to just mainly be efficient and get it all done in 2 days. That way I can spend the rest of my week building my agency. So I always do like to do that. And if you want to just kind of go through the script, maybe we could just start from the beginning and you and I can just role play it. But yeah, we can do that. All right. So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Ashley.
Hi.
Hey, Ashley, this is Sarah Pappas calling. I'm actually calling you back. I've got your paperwork here regarding your mortgage from Fifth Third Bank in the amount of $213,000. And I'm actually calling you back about that paperwork you had sent in regarding the benefit that would pay off your home if you died. I'm the field underwriter for your county, and I'm going to be taking care of your request and several others this week. So I just needed to really quick verify some of the information that you had already provided, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. You had put down, let's see, I have your age is 34. Is that correct?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, and I've got your husband's age is 36. Is that correct?
That is.
Okay, and are both of you non-smokers, Ashley?
Yeah, but we don't smoke.
Okay, great. Non-smokers. Then any major health issues that I should be aware of, like any cancer, heart attack, stroke, diabetes, or COPD?
Nope. No health problems.
Okay, all right, wonderful. And does the doctor have either of you on any prescription medications for anything, like high blood pressure or anything like that?
I think he takes a blood pressure pill, but I don't take anything.
Okay. Okay, great. Not a big deal. All right, got it. And all right, the way that these programs actually are set up is that if something were to happen to you, that the mortgage protection benefit would go to your husband. Is that how you'd want that set up? And then vice versa?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, the paperwork I have here is just addressed into your name. What is your husband's first name?
It's Ken.
Okay, Ashley. And okay, well, listen, I'll go ahead and get some options worked up here for Ashley and Ken. And that's actually all the information that I need on my end to go to work on your case. And the reason why I was calling you this morning is I'm actually scheduled to be out in your county already on Monday and Tuesday of this week. I'm taking care of several of these already, so I'm really not going to have a lot of time, Ashley. But I would need to get with you and Ken for about a 15-minute window just to go over the coverage options with you and see if we've got something that would help you. What time of day do you both typically get home from work?
I think we'd usually both be back by 6:30, something like that.
Okay, alrighty. Can you grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm going to just get you some information really quick.
Okay.
And let's see, if I were to get you in sometime between 6:30 and 7:30, Ashley, what day would work better for you and Ken, either Monday or Tuesday?
Monday.
Okay, all right. You can't think of any reason why the two of you wouldn't be there on Monday night between 6:30 and 7:30?
No, we'll be
Okay.
home for sure.
Okay, well, let me know when you're ready, and I'm going to just give you some quick information.
I'm ready.
Okay, Ashley, you can take down my name is Sarah. It's Sarah.
Uh-huh.
And then next to my name, you can put down Monday between 6:30 and 7:30.
Okay.
And the only thing that I'm going to need to see when I get there is if you could just have it handy, whatever prescription medications the doctor has Ken taking or either you taking, I would need to take a quick look at those, along with your photo ID like a driver's license, and that's it.
Okay.
Got it? And you are over on 123 Main Street, is that correct?
Yes. Mhm.
All right. Is that pretty easy for me to find with my GPS, or what's the main street that that's off of?
The main street is Main Street.
All right. So I should be able to find that. Okay. What's the color of the house?
It's a brick, just red brick house.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Well, you can look out for me. Just give me a little grace on either end, but I've got you down between 6:30 and 7:30 on Monday evening, and we'll get you taken care of.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. You have anything to add, girl?
So yeah, I like to let people know that I'm really not going to have a lot of time, and I like to let them know that I'm just going to really need to get with them both for about 15 minutes just to go over the coverage options with them and see if we've got something that will help them. I like to disarm people. I like them to not think that I'm this salesperson or this insurance salesperson coming over to their house to boiler room, twist their arm, sail for an hour, And when I let people know that we're just going to take a few minutes and see if we've even got something that would help them, they seem really happy about that. They're like, great. And so I got my foot in the door. I mean, that's really all we want to do when we call them up. That's all we want to do is set the appointment. We just want to let them know that we'll be by to take care of their request. And it's no big deal. It's nothing scary. I like to ask the major health questions because I don't like to necessarily go in blind. And if you're brand new getting started, it's extremely helpful to know, you can dig in a little bit more on those health questions when they start answering the questions for you. Don't just feel like you have to gloss over them. If they're answering your questions and you can get some more information that will help you prepare for your appointment, great. Or if they're on the other hand, if they're resisting a lot and they really don't want to open up to you on the phone, just blow right through it and forget the health questions. You know what I mean? Just kind of, you got to kind of feel out where people are at with how they're receiving you on the phone, because we just want to get the appointment. We don't want to, ask them 20 questions on the phone if they're really not, or if they're in a big, huge rush. If they're like, hey, I can't talk to you right now, I'm at my son's ball game, I usually just say, hey, well, do you have 30 seconds? And usually they're going to say, yeah, I got 30 seconds. And I'm just going to do the quick one. I'm just going to say, hey, I'm the field underwriter out in your area, taking care of several of these. I'm going to be by on Monday evening. What time do you get home from work? So I'm just going to kind of, skip a lot of that just to set the appointment sometimes if they tell me that they really can't talk, but they can give me 30 seconds. So, right. Just got to kind of feel them out.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think that the other thing I love, Sarah, about what you do, and guys, this is something that's a bit harder to teach because it doesn't have to do with the actual words that she says. It has to do with how she says them. And we always say low and slow is the tone, and you heard that today, and what Sarah just walked you through, where there's no frenzy around it, there's no excitement. She's polite and she's kind, and you do hear a little bit of her personality come through, but at the same time, she's great with whatever. She's relaxed. She's not stressed out about it. She's not overly eager about it. She's just doing her job, and that's how it reads to the person. And it, like she said, it's absolutely disarming. And the other thing, Sarah, you did that's just so brilliant is the way that you steered that conversation entirely the way that you wanted it to go, with your end in mind, whether it was to set the appointment or what days you were wanting to set the appointment. And I know you a lot of times will run 2-3 hours away, and you'll have 2 or 3 counties that are 2-3 hours away. And when you're faced with a situation like that, you can't afford to go 2 hours one direction for, 3, 4, like you said. You won't go unless you have 6 appointments set at least in that day. And I know your magic number is 9. So, if we're going to do that and then the next day have the same number in a different direction, that's something, you guys, the more that you can just copy exactly what Sarah did, because I know a lot of you are running in counties that are kind of spread out and all over, and it will save you a lot of burnout. It will also make you much more, I think, effective on the phone, because it is assuming that little bit of control, and people actually feel safer dealing with you when they feel like you're in control of the situation. So fantastic job, Sarah. Really appreciate you jumping on with us today. Should be no surprise, guys, that she's one of the best trainers on the phone in the entire company, and she'll set pretty much everyone she talks to. So my advice would be to listen to this replay, take some serious notes, and copy what she just did. And I hope the message is loud and clear that you can be extremely successful on bonus leads. Sarah's, again, one of the top agents with Symmetry. She's been in that category since she came here, and she has consistently worked a mixture of A leads and bonus leads, and she still does. And not only do her numbers reflect that, because she's able to set the number of appointments that she wants, but no doubt her profitability is high for that reason too. So thanks again, Sarah. Thanks for sharing with us today and just giving of yourself to serve us. We really appreciate you.